Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of me trying to relearn Terran. It's been about 5 years since I've actually sat down and tried to improve. I don't know the meta, my mechanics are probably terrible, but in this video, we will be going over 3 replays, one versus each race. It's going to be a mix of wins and losses. This isn't just a video of me being like, hey guys, I won, let's watch the replay. No, there will be losses, you'll see my mistakes, and we're going to know what I'm doing good, what I'm doing bad. This is the Terran video. However, if you do want to check out Zerg and Protoss, I will have those right up here. It's a series every single week. All 3 races will be getting their own videos. Without further ado, we're going to hop right into this very first replay. All right, hopping into the first replay, I do want to say backseat gaming is completely okay. I want to hear all the suggestions, even if it's something tiny. Be sure to put it in the comments. I want to read anything I can to help me improve, because my goal is to get to Masters as all 3 races. I'm Diamond as all 3 right now. I just want to get to that Masters point. So be sure to put your tips down below in the comments. Now, starting off with a TVT, my least favorite matchup by a mile. Of all 9 matchups, this is my least favorite. I don't like the slow mech style. I usually try to do something cheesy, or I try to do bio, but I'm terrible at fighting into tanks and all that stuff, so it usually doesn't work out too well for me. So one thing that was a bit of a shock coming back to StarCraft 2 was the fact that there's these mineral walls now. There's maps with bases and bases. I'm not used to this. Like I said, I haven't played for about 5 years. I'm not used to a lot of this stuff, so one thing that can carry me, though, the reason I can get back to Diamond and reliably fight against people that are around 4,000 MMR, I think after playing since Wings of Liberty, my core mechanics are really good. Like, I'm very good at just playing standard stuff, building a lot of stuff, macroing up, and then having a decent enough army to fight. That's something I'm good at. So basically in TVT, in all 3 matchups actually as Terran, I'll go 1 Rax Expand. I like playing standard. The thing that mainly kills me in TVT early is if I get hit with proxy reapers. But then usually at that point I have a tech lab, I start pumping out marauders. So usually the game plan is I'll have my marine. If it's a bigger map, I'll be fine with sending the reaper out, but on smaller maps I just keep the reaper at home. I'm not very good at microing it. I was able to kill this guy, so thankfully he didn't send his reaper across to kill mine, but even when I play Zerg, I love sending Zerglings across and killing the worker doing that. So once we get the expansion up, I'm all about just getting SCVs. I do my economy. I usually go up to 3 racks. Now, this game specifically, I wanted to just get a battle cruiser, because there's a lot of people who will build. They won't build enough Marines. If you can teleport a battle cruiser to the enemy's base, you can kill a lot of stuff. So I usually like to go up to 3 to 5 racks, constant SCV production, and then mass expand if I'm not doing battle cruisers. Usually I just want to mass expand, because that's usually the trade-off. If one side goes mech, one side goes bio, the bio can expand a lot more because he's more mobile, whereas if the mech player, he's not going to have a big enough army, so if you expand to 4 places, your army is half the size of the bio player, and the bio player can run around and start killing expansions, where it's very hard for a mech player to punish multiple expansions. But this one I was focusing on just getting my 2 bases up. We're going to look at the APM. I'm sure people are curious. I am sitting at only 113, but my effective APM is actually higher, so my APM's lower, but he's actually the one spamming. Now, we're going to see the battle cruiser come out. You can see I'm just building up Marines. I should have more engineering base, but I get in here, and we're going to see the damage that I do. This is how I deal with PvP. TVT. Now, that first one dies. We were able to pick off 6 workers with that, so probably not the best, but I do have another one coming in, and I do confirm he's mech, so I already have my next expansion going. I saw it was Cyclone, so I didn't want to build it down here and have it get sniped. It probably would have been good, like, if we turn on all the vision. He's kind of just holding out on his own base. He's actually doing the exact same thing I am. So we'll see how this turns out for him, but go here. I get another one in. Now, there is a missile turret. It does attack me, but thankfully missile turrets actually don't do much damage to battlecruisers. So we had 6 before, and I was able to pick off another 9. So right now, the worker count is actually dead even, because I think he came in too. Yeah, he came in with his cyclones and tried to do something. But I was able to get my workers out. We're going to chase these guys off. Now, I think he might have messed up here. And this is how I like playing Terran. I like playing the run and gun style. I'll build Marines, I'll stim, and I'll go in. And I'll brute force my way to a win if I have to. But it's still one of my least favorite matchups. The Reaper, perfect. What a goddamn good boy. Yeah, come in here. Probably not the best engagement. Although when I died, as you saw, I did see the workers going down. So I did know this Marine, yeah, he tried his best, absolutely. These sensor towers are the bane of my existence, by the way. not for me. I am able to get another battlecruiser in. And yeah, these things are just being really annoying for him. So I had 15 before, now I'm up to 22. So 3 battlecruisers, 22 workers killed. And we're actually so far behind on SCV production. This is another one where I just kind of brute force in. I kill the Liberators, but he's actually gotten a couple workers on me. Only 6, but my SCV production hasn't been the best. And I could feel at this point I'm way behind. Mainly because he has mech, I haven't expanded as much as I wanted to, and my worker count is actually pretty bad. I made the mistake of just going on these 2 and then not actually going further. But so I realized I have to get down and do some damage. And one thing I know about mech is if you can kill one army, you can just snowball that into a win. Because you can very easily, as bio, kill one army and then continuously just flood units in. Whereas, like, you can't really do that as mechs. So I was kind of feeling a little iffy here. I got it, my battlecruiser. I went right on top of the tanks, was able to get them. Because I know my army, even versus Hellions, they can deal with this. And this is the point where I actually felt good. Because you can see on the minimap, I have this giant stream of just Marines. I have 17 Marines at a time because I juiced up on barracks. So I killed the mech army, and I know at this point, as long as I just keep applying pressure, I can win. And this is how I like playing TVT. I don't like the mech style. I like doing the, I'm going to build a bunch of units and just flood you. Now, what were the mistakes I made? I'm sure you guys have seen it, but I have 3,000 gas. I think I took my gases way too early this game. I had way too much gas. My worker count was really bad. And I feel like I should have cleared these up because I feel like with mech, if he like sieged up here, tried doing some other stuff, this is really bad if this isn't cleared out. I did hit a good timing attack and I knew when I needed to go. So that was good on me. He did have another expansion down here. So I actually won it like the perfect time. If I gave him probably another 2 minutes to set up, he would have had too much stuff for me to kill and his economy would have just been way, way better than mine. But yeah, I kind of invested a lot in that kill. I had no minerals, a lot of gas, so that was the main thing. And he knows with him as well. So I think that's the thing with Terrans is I think there's no reason to take these gases super early. And I don't even know if I upgraded my units here. Yeah, I'm on 0-0, so I'm missing that big gas dump. So I think that's something I need to focus on in TVT. All right, we are off to the next replay. All right, we are into our second match, Terran versus the Barcode Protoss. So if I were to lay out all my matchups, I would say my Terran versus Protoss is in my top 3. I really like the matchup because my bio style works really well for it. I'm very good at just producing a lot of stuff and overwhelming, dropping all over the place. However, I've been falling to some silly strategies in TVP, and you'll see one here. You'll also see, once again, my standard, the very standard opening. So I get obviously, the supply depot, the barracks, the refinery. Now, back in Wings of Liberty, the Reaper was actually my favorite unit to use. I would do the normal scouting with the Reaper. Of course, it was a little later because you needed the tech lab. And the good thing about the old Reaper was it would two-shot workers, and it would do a lot of damage to buildings. So I'd be playing games, and I win all the way to Diamond. Even in Diamond, I'd make a Reaper versus all 3 races. It didn't matter which one. And I'd get like 8 to 9 worker kills. And then I'd build up to 3, and then or 2, and I'd go in and start one-shotting workers constantly. And Marines, you do not want to fight old-school Reapers with Marines. Those things would just pop Marines. So yeah, basically the standard is the 1 racks expand with a bunker. Now, one thing that I don't do a lot of is scout. I don't actually like scouting because my standard is pretty safe and it can usually hold off a lot of early things. I get the tech lab right away, I get stim right away, I pump out marauders. Usually there's not a whole lot that Protoss can do to actually kill me. I'll get my engineering bay eventually, I'll get missile turrets up just for observers and any sort of oracle play. Now, if you noticed, there is something missing here. There's half my base. That doesn't have any vision. This is something that has lost me about 5 straight TVPs and is something I need to work on. I don't have any vision here, and versus Protoss especially, you want vision of your whole base, or you are going to be punished for it, like you'll see. So the probe comes up, gets nuked instantly. You see me dropping down the engineering base. I love getting upgrades. It's one of my absolute favorite things. I would rather have a 1-1-80 supply army than a 0-0-100 supply army. I love my upgrades. If you can get ahead in upgrades, you can just win games based off that. So you'll see I go 3 racks. My reactor on my factory, I'll swap these around, and I'm feeling pretty good here. This is kind of my comfort zone. You'll see, income-wise, we're completely even. I am getting my gas super early again, but I guess I do have my upgrades to actually go on that. I'll get my armory just so I can get 2-2 once these are done. I'm feeling good. I got my units going. Actually, I don't have any units going. I have this going, and you'll notice the Protoss snuck a pylon into my base. Yeah, that's bad. I don't even know. Oh, no. So yeah, I moved these guys up, and I'm like, oh, it's fine. I got units, but unfortunately, I'm sitting on 400 minerals, and I actually wasn't building anything. And I'm like, I'll build it now. And I'm not microing, and I'm like, okay, sweet, I held it off. I'll kill the pylon. Not only did this guy get a pylon in my base, but he also has a warp prism, and these are charged zealots. And I'm like, oh, it's fine. I got my medevacs out. We'll hold this off. We're feeling good. I felt like this was a free win at this point, because I'm like, okay, as long as I can keep my stuff alive, we'll be good. But then it did get a little bit much. How many workers has he killed? So he has killed 9 workers, and he gets a big warp in here. I realize I got to pull the boys again. I am very close to 1-1, though, and I do have a lot of units popping out. Unfortunately, a lot of my SCVs are dying, and I have no income right now. So I can't actually build more units. Although I do have all these guys. This was a lot of mis-microing for me. But also a situation... Yeah, I didn't GG. I was just in disbelief that happened again. Because I kid you not, this is about 5 straight games that I fell for this. That's one thing I need to do, is start covering this. I wasn't building units. If I was building units that whole time, my army supply is probably at least 10 or 12 higher, and I'm probably able to hold this off pretty reliably. Missing a lot of mules. I need to lay off on the gas, although I did have 2-2, so the gas was better this game. But yeah, this is a thing of just scout your base. There's a lot of cheese out there, or I don't even know if this is cheese. This is just timing attack. He did have 2 bases, so even if this failed, he was completely fine. So that's my TVP. The front was covered, but yeah, my backside gets invaded pretty. Yeah. Anyway, on to the third replay. All right, and to finish it off, we have a TVZ versus the Blue Zerg Quigley. Now, if you haven't guessed yet, yes, in TVZ, I also do Super Standard. I used to play nothing but pure mech, but I feel like a lot of Zergs have gotten good at, like, abusing that early on. I struggled with mech, and then I swapped to just pure bio, and it definitely seems like a lot of Zergs just blindly build towards dealing with mech. So you'll see in the same thing, third matchup, 1 gate expand with the Reaper and a bunker. Now, what I've noticed is a lot of Zergs don't like this. I play Zerg as well. I also don't like this. And you'll get busted. You'll see the links come in here. I'm able to get 1 guy in, repair the bunker, and I am able to hold that off. I'm assuming he did go hatchery first into some pool into some links to try to punish. If he went 13 pool or something, which is something I do as Zerg a couple times, like I'll just sneak in a 13 pool, build 6 lings, and you can actually get a lot of damage done versus Terran and Protoss. If he had done that, it probably cancels my expansion. So how it lines up, I got my bases going, I'm go up to 2 gas, and versus bio, especially versus Zerg, because I found a lot of them really love going for early baneling busts. I do hold off on the gas, and I just go purely Marines. I get my wall up. Don't judge this wall, all right? This is probably one of the worst walls I've ever built. Now, I do get a factory up right away, because I found just getting that 1 tank, yes, this is a scuffed wall, I know. But yeah, I found getting a factory early, you get 1 tank out, and it kind of shuts down any sort of early aggression, even if it's just Ravager stuff. Tanks are just completely OP, as much as I hate using them. They are my least favorite unit in StarCraft 2. I don't like using tanks, I don't like playing against tanks, but they're just so good that you have to use them. So I'm getting more used to doing it. Now I see this coming in, I am maybe able to snipe this Overlord. Maybe. Yes, I stimmed for it. Yeah, so I do get it, and that actually supply blocks him too, which is actually unironically good for me. So his creep spit is actually going pretty good, but we are focusing on me. My plan is to build a bunch of Marines. I have my 1-1 on the way already. I'm getting my gas. I did delay those until this was fully saturated, so I don't think my gas will be too much of an issue. And with my tanks, I do like spreading them out a lot because I don't want him coming in, having all this right here and throwing a bunch of biles with his Ravagers and killing all of them. I have my third expansion going, and basically the game plan is go up to 3 bases, really entrench my position, and then push out with a bunch of tanks and stim Marines. Now, I do like building the SCV walls. I didn't do this before, but rather than just building random ones here, I actually like just building walls out of them. Now, it does suck if they come in with a bunch of stuff, kill all these, and I get supply block. That is the trade-off, but it is a bit safer because they can't just do Ling run-bys as long as these are up. So I have my tanks. I do keep a couple back here as well, just in case he attacks here. This one's here. If he attacks up here, I got tanks here, and that's kind of the thing I'm going for here. Now, looking at the upgrades, we do have 2-2 on the way. I have everything but concussive shell. We're feeling good. If I do have an armory, yeah, I haven't researched tank weapons yet, which is something I need to do a lot more. Actually, there it is. Perfect. So we do have a lot of Marines, a lot of siege tanks. We're actually winning in supply right now, and we're going up against a lot of Hydra Ling Bane, which is something I actually really like playing against. I love playing versus Hydra Ling. Just Ling Bane Ling is super fun for me. So we're actually going to zoom out here because this is a fight. So obviously he sees me coming and looking. We're just going to pause here and we're going to look at the army supply. So he has 7 Hydras, 36 Banelings, and 66 Zerglings versus my 7 siege tanks, 10 medevacs, and 86 Marines. I have a lot of dudes, but that's still 36 Banelings. If each of those Banelings just kill 2 Marines, that basically wipes out my entire army, and it still leaves them with a bunch of Hydra Ling. So one thing that I've been focusing on is just, I used to siege up way too late, and I'm like, okay, we're on creep, we're sending it. So he actually does really good here. He completely spreads out his army. But I pre-spread everything. I actually missed the stim, but thankfully with my spread and my tanks, I am able to clean up that first one, but I still have a stream of Marines coming down, and it's enough to hold on just barely. So I'm able to do this. He has another flood of Lings, so my first instinct, get behind the tanks. And the tanks shell so many of these. My Marines are coming up. 2-2 did finish, so I got that going for me. He has 54 Lings on the way. His surround was actually really good. I feel like in a lot of situations that could have worked. So, but I only have a couple Marines left. Like I'm sitting on about 30 Marines. I am able to push him out of the game. And this was another game where I feel like I just barely won because I feel like if I gave him just a couple more, like 2 more minutes, he would have ran over me. Now, mistakes I made this game. I still have Marines in the bunkers. Awesome. One is I kind of missed adding on more production with 1,400 minerals. Way too much gas again. I don't know what it is. I need to get better at spending gas or just not take these gases. I feel like it's better to... I should have had like at least 2 expansions going so that if this attack went bad or if it went even, I was able to expand to these empty ones here. So not having a backup plan was pretty bad. I feel like I'm good at building units during the fight. That's something I've gotten more used to. So a lot of people, what happens is they look at a fight and then the fight ends, then they'll go back to their base and be like, oh, I need to build stuff. I need to build stuff. But you actually don't need to build stuff. Wow, what am I saying? But you have to build stuff during the fight. And that's something I've gotten really good at. He was good at it too. A bit easier Zerg, but hey, we do pull out the win, but a lot of mistakes. Basically, in reality, that was kind of a win now or really struggle later in the game. Also, this tank is just vibing in the corner. But yeah, that's my TVZ. Those are the 3 matchups. If you do like the video, be sure to come check me live on Twitch. I have it down below. I play StarCraft. I'll be playing Stormgate when it comes out and any other RTS. Battle Aces looks really cool. Be sure to like the video. And if you do like this series and you're still here, be sure to subscribe. I will be putting out weekly content as long as other StarCraft content not related to actually playing the game. I have been watching professional StarCraft since Brood War, so I have a lot of stuff I want to make. So if you do like, be sure to sub. Godspeed, stay safe. I will see you in the next video.